Hi, my name is Rachel Smith, and I decided to do my presentation on auditory-verbal therapy. Auditory-verbal therapy is a great approach for children who are hard of hearing or deaf to use their hearing so that language, listening, and speech can develop naturally and efficiently. This is because this approach focuses on early detection and immediate fittings of amplification so that children can start therapy as soon as possible in order to decrease the extent of language delays and the effects it can have on the child's learning. Auditory-verbal therapy is designed to teach children how to use their residual hearing with the assistance of their cochlear implants or hearing aids. This therapy focuses on speaking and listening in a team-based approach, including the therapist, child, and parents. The team-based approach allows for a more complete educational environment for the child. Auditory-verbal therapy is designed for the child with hearing loss to be able to interact with their hearing peers for the rest of their lives. Auditory-verbal therapy is used to develop children's hearing as an active sense so that listening becomes automatic. As a result, active listening and hearing becomes an important part of the child's daily life. Auditory-verbal therapy is a parent-oriented approach because parents are the first major influences in a child's first few years of life. Therefore, the auditory-verbal therapist teaches the parent how to teach speech and language to their child at home throughout their daily activities. At home, the parents must obtain constant positive attitudes, expectations, and environments that make sure the child uses their device effectively. Parent-child interaction should focus on using listening rather than sign language or speech reading. This means that when the parent is speaking to the child, they should cover their mouth so that the child must only listen. Children should also be taught to monitor their own voices in order to enhance the intelligibility of their own speech. Auditory-verbal therapy is a four-tiered process of auditory skills, including detection, discrimination, identification, and comprehension. The first tier, detection, is the ability to determine the presence and absence of sound. Discrimination is the ability to perceive differences between sounds. Identification is the ability to identify what was heard. And lastly, comprehension is the ability to understand the meaning of connected language. Overall, through the use of auditory therapy, children who are hard of hearing are able to detect most, if not all, speech. A child who has hearing impairments does not automatically need to be assumed as a visual learner. Therefore, all efforts must be used to help them become an auditory learner. Auditory-verbal therapy allows this to happen through a conversation-based individual therapy. This therapy focuses on listening to provide clear speech stimuli and natural language in therapy and in the child's daily life.